Boom. So we're recording now.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
And
Can you hear me good from here?
I feel like from the perspective that we're looking at you, we're about to give you a blowjob. It's hey, you want to see my favorite new toy?
Uh, oh, what are you, 6?
7. Thank you.
Bro, when I was a kid, I used to have those in my mom's car all the time, hitting them against the windows and shit.
She probably got pissed.
Yep. I never understood
You don't
why.
talk about your mom very much, Brian.
What about her?
I don't know. She's probably. I wish Connor was here. He would say something. She's probably a very nice lady. That's probably what he would say.
Sometimes.
She live in Omaha.
Yeah.
Doxed.
Yeah, go ahead.
Cool. Well, welcome back to the Fifth Down Podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Um, by the time you see this episode, I don't think we've had any episodes up for a while. Think of us as a startup podcast. We're figuring this out. 2022-23 season is where we figure shit out. Next season, though, much like a lot of teams that we're going to talk about today, we're already looking ahead to next season. We've got plans for off-season moves. But you're not here to hear me. You're here to listen to our one and only Brian Demby, host of the podcast.
What's up? Yeah, so I haven't had an
I was
episode.
going to give you like a little intro. You missed it. I was going to be like, high school football state champion, about to finish college, and smashes some wings, and also has big muscles. Brian Demby, everybody.
Well, the muscles might be getting a little smaller. I've been sick the past couple of days, so I'm probably losing weight. The muscles are getting smaller, so that's the thing. Past couple of weeks have things have happened. One of them I may or may not have forgot to edit and upload, but we're not gonna talk about that. The other time things may have gone down to where YouTube may not have liked that episode, so we didn't put that one out either.
Hey,
Um,
can we make sure your mic is the right mic
it is very 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 just that.
in Zoom?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I was like, you sound weird. It's all good. I think it's just me. So anyway, I can't hear you now. So, see, guys, that's how we test it. That's how you know things are getting better because we are running tests in real time. So,
The fact that I am using the mic correctly is already the best that we could have.
um, so Brian, do we want to talk about why we're back to just the two of us again? Do we want to cover that or?
Yeah, so Connor is out today. He's been placed in concussion protocol.
Yep.
We're keeping him out for this game just because
Yep.
we do not want him to end up like Tua Tagovailoa.
Good teammates.
We care about his health, unlike the Miami Dolphins.
Yep.
We would never do that to a fellow team.
He had a back injury.
In reality, he's got hella homework to do, fucking with his brain. So we kept him
Yeah.
out. Kyle has been dealing with a undisclosed injury for the
Yep.
past
Some
couple months.
off the field stuff. We don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah, medical red flags.
I think
Off
like
red flags.
Antonio Brown, I think, is going through something similar.
Yeah,
I
all the
actually
talent in the world, but
whatever happened to AB because he had that police standoff. Did that ever like get resolved?
I have no idea.
That we just never heard about it. We'll have to look that up. But
I was waiting to hear some news about that, and just nothing happened.
That like was a week ago that they were like, yeah, it's day 3 of the standoff. He must still be in there. I mean, if you have that much money, like you probably don't need to go anywhere if you have food, and he can maybe he can order food. I don't think they can like legally withhold people. Maybe they can. I don't know. That's a whole other topic. We should preface this by saying you guys probably haven't seen the past month of episodes, so you don't know that there were a couple that Brian and I did together. We did. And they just didn't make it past editing because we just didn't feel like it was content that we wanted to put out there quite yet. We wanted to go back to the lab, review it. It's like I don't know how to put it. Like playing a game. It's like playing, watching, recording your practices, and then watching them back. So without that though,
we're students of the game.
We are.
Love to fix our flaws. That's
so.
Cool.
Fixing our flaws. So Brian and I talked a little bit we're coming up on the holiday season. I got some things going on. He's got some things going on. So today's going to be a little bit more of a compact episode than what you're used to. We're going to start out. We're going to talk about a recap of week 14 of 18, which is crazy to think that the NFL regular season is almost done. But the playoffs are right around the corner, baby. So we'll talk about that. We'll give you a recap. We're going to highlight 2 or 3 games. Everything else is going in the lightning round. And then we're going to do a little bit speedier version this week of Brian's power rankings. Want to make sure that we get them out. And, as we are rounding out into the playoffs, it's looking pretty clear who's going to make it, who's not, and then who's in contention.
Teams like 32 to like 18 just don't matter.
Yeah. We're really focusing on those, top 17. And then as we move into the final segment, which is going to be our picks for the week, those will be pretty quick too, as they usually are. But we'll try to keep this under an hour for you folks, because some of you might be studying for finals. Some of you might be done with finals. Some of you might be, listening to this on the way to family for Christmas, whatever you're doing, keep it quick. So with that, week 14, Brian, I think we start off with a couple of the games that we really liked. Do you have any in mind in particular that you want to cover?
I have one that I've kept my eye on ever since it happened. I had my Raiders Rams. Raiders Rams is the one.
Raiders Rams, perfect. Thursday night.
First game. I don't know if it's been documented on this podcast yet, but like people who know me, know my sports people. Like I love Baker Mayfield. I am a big Baker.
I also like Baker. We haven't talked about this.
I don't think we talked about Baker enough. Just because
we talked about Baker's wife a little bit, but we haven't talked about Baker.
Yeah, I'm a very, very big fan of Baker, so I really enjoyed this game, and I like seeing the Raiders choke because it's what they do. So that's one of the games I had my eye on for those couple of reasons. But I just want to say I've had unpopular opinions with Baker. I think he's still a really good quarterback, in my opinion. He's just been in very, very bad situations. People don't realize the fact that he got drafted to the Browns. That's already like bottom of the barrel, and he took that Browns team to the AFC Championship. Already something that people just don't do. And then even when he was with the Browns, he had many different head coaches. And then he comes to the Panthers, and he has Bob McAdoo as his play caller, Matt Rule as his coach.
Bob McAdoo.
Like, come on, cut the guy some slack. He's finally with a good head coach. He's with Sean McVay. He can restart his career in Los Angeles. I'm super, super happy for the guy. Got to win that final drive. He looked really, really good on that final drive.
He definitely did. And, the interesting thing is this journey for Baker. I saw something about on Twitter that was like, the cycle of Baker Mayfield, where he has a good game, then he has criticism, and then some stuff happens, and then maybe he leaves, and then he has a good game, and then he has, and we have yet to see how the rest of the season pans out for the Rams. I think they've been all but eliminated thus far. So like they've already got their sights set on next season. I haven't kept up with, what the crazy scenario would be for them to make the playoffs, but it's got to be pretty crazy because I don't know. NFC West actually isn't that good right now. So like maybe with the exception of the 49ers, but as far as I know, man, Baker was playing with like Cam Akers is starting to show up a little bit. It looked like, and then top receiver, a gentleman named Ben Skowronek. I don't even know how to say that last name, man, but 7 receptions, 89 yards, 12.7 yards per reception. Those are big numbers. Van Jefferson, though, had 2 big explosive catches that worked out. So I think in all, you're seeing Baker Mayfield do something that is like known and labeled as like Tom Brady. That's a Tom Brady moment, like clutch up. And it was just good to see Baker get one, because I think this may come to show that the Browns and Panthers are quarterback black holes and no quarterback is ever successful there. And maybe there's a reason for it. Anything else to say about this game, Brian?
No, I think you hit a good couple of points. Van Jefferson got that game winner. And Ben Skowronek,
that's how you say that. Thank you.
He's interesting just because like he's a receiver, but like it's interesting because I watch a good amount of the Rams games. He kind of plays a little bit of fullback, so he's interesting. He's super interesting. He plays a couple different positions. So yeah, that's all I got to say about it.
Okay.
What's the game? What's the game you want to look at?
Um, honestly, okay. So I'm torn, and I think we want to keep it to two this week. I'm torn because Dolphins Chargers was a good game, but it was a little past my bedtime, so I fell asleep. um, at least I kind of thought it was interesting because I'm okay. So I'm looking at the slate, and a lot of these games, man, weren't really that entertaining.
Yeah.
The one I will hone in on, and I think there's two, um, but I think between the two, I want to pick this one because I want to hear what you have to say about why this went this way.
Oh shit.
Chiefs Broncos, man,
Fuck that.
this was weird to me.
Yeah.
You want to kind of take it from the Chiefs perspective and let me know what was going on there and why Patrick Mahomes was just playing like crap, it seemed.
All right.
Three touchdowns, three picks.
Correct. If I'm being honest, I don't think he played terrible. But it was obviously like not one of his best games. Um, for the first like 1.5 quarters, the Chiefs were on fire. It looked like okay, regular Chiefs of old. They go up 27-0 on the Broncos, and I'm like, okay, everything's normal. Patrick Mahomes throwing these no look underhand throws and all this random
Yep.
shit. That shit was amazing.
There's a hook shot thing that
Yeah.
happened.
Also, by the way, if you've seen that State Farm Andy Reid commercial where he
Yes.
threw the marker, everybody's been making like comparisons between Mahomes' throw and Andy Reid's throw of the marker. Hilarious. But other than the 3 interceptions, Patrick Mahomes did actually play well. It was just the 3 interceptions were like bad.
Yeah.
The first one wasn't terrible. The first one was a great play by Josie Jewell, the Broncos linebacker, making like a diving interception. But the other two were pretty bad. I don't. There's no way. I can't explain it. I don't really know what happened. It's just kind of sometimes he does that occasionally. But as a Chiefs fan, I was never nervous about this game, no matter how much the Broncos came back, just because they're the Broncos. And Patrick Mahomes has never lost the Broncos in his career, and we beat them 14 straight times. So
Brian, I want to show something here quick. And I just want to kind of talk through this a little bit because it was my favorite throw of the week. We can come and look at it over here. That one right there. That like, boop. Like, I don't even know what that was, man. But
that was freaky. That was freaky for sure.
yeah, we're probably gonna get banned for this, so we'll probably have to edit it out. But if we don't, that right there, that like, yeah, McKinnon, man.
Yeah, yeah. McKinnon's been a godsend to this team ever since he came here last year. So love McKinnon. Holmes is fine. I mean, there's nothing to really say about it. I mean, it was more interesting than it should have been, but I'm not worried. So
Yeah, I don't know. I look at it as like you've got Tyreek Hill gone, but again, it seems like the right move, which at the beginning of the season
I told you guys
didn't
that.
seem that way. And I doubted.
I
And
told you that, and you guys didn't want to believe me.
man, I guess the Chiefs had a plan. Um, all right. Well, I think that rounds out the two most interesting games of the week. Um, otherwise, a close runner up, I would say, would have been Cowboys Texans because that didn't go quite how anyone thought it would be.
Yeah.
We can cover that one in what we're going to go into now, which is the lightning round.
Lightning round. Lightning sounds. Well, let's start out with that Cowboys Texans game.
We can. Yeah.
More interesting than it should have been. But if we're being honest, it was kind of like a close game the entire way. I mean, I watched this on Red Zone. It was actually pretty interesting. The Cowboys just have a tendency to do this type of thing. Like they're the Cowboys. They like to just not play how they're supposed to sometimes, and then other times they blow teams out by like 40. So like it's just how they are. And the Texans are the worst team in the league. So they're always going to be like scrappy, just because they're full of a team of like misfits and players that nobody wants. So they're going to fight. Amari Rogers, former Packer, had a touchdown. I thought that was pretty interesting just because he's the Packer who fumbled every single punt return. No,
Yeah.
and so I thought that was interesting. That's all I gotta say though. What about you?
I don't have anything other than uh gosh. I don't, I don't have much to say about this game other than I didn't understand. I bet the under because I saw this and I was like, oh, like more than 10-point spread. Like this is going under. Like Cowboys are dominating. Texans aren't scoring. Lost that bet. Definitely lost that bet. So I don't know. I was disappointed, but I think this shows that the Cowboys do have a weakness, and that they can. I think I mean, looking at their schedule, like they may have been looking ahead to the Cowboy or the Jaguars, and then 2 weeks from now the Eagles. Which, by the way, Eagles Christmas Eve, 3:25 p.m. Cowboys at or Eagles at Cowboys. So we're gonna get a little treat. Chris is coming one day early, but yeah, I think they were looking ahead. Let's move on. We'll kind of look at games at the 12 o'clock slate. Um, this is fun because I live with a Vikings fan. Vikings at Lions. Another one that we probably maybe should talk about a little more than the other lightning round ones. So maybe we're gonna do a in-depth medium and then like lightning round. So we'll call the Cowboys and Texans medium and we'll call this one medium. Honestly, man,
The Lions.
the Lions had this game the whole time. They never lost control of the game. Um, Kirk Cousins threw for 425 yards, 2 touchdowns, no picks, 31 for 41, still lost the game. So can you blame Kirk Cousins here?
I don't think so. I honestly don't even know what happened. If I'm being honest, the Lions might just be good. I mean, they were. It was story that the Lions were favored by 2 points in this game. Everyone thought that like that was the craziest shit ever. Looking at how the team stacked up, I mean, I don't know how you could say it was wrong. I mean, the Lions just look really good right now.
They do. My favorite stat from this, despite the Vikings losing, Kirk Cousins had 425 passing yards. 223 of those were from Justin Jefferson alone.
Yep. Yep.
That's insane. So
That's just who he is. He's amazing.
Cooper Cup of last year, basically, like
Basically.
offensive player of the year, like the non-quarterback MVP. So probably going to be him, most improved or what? I don't know. We'll see what happens. We'll see what they say, but definitely like I don't know, could be an MVP candidate. Honestly, if I'm being straight with you, like he stands out more to me than Patrick Mahomes' performance does amongst the rest of the league. Like I don't see another receiver that's doing what Justin Jefferson's doing this year, and
Also,
like Jalen Hurts and like I don't know. So that's a whole other discussion.
Shout out Jameson Williams. Got his first catch, first touchdown in this game too.
Yes, yes,
Loved him coming out of the draft. I think he can do big things with his team as well.
yep, I agree. All right. Well, it's funny because I said like I didn't really think anything interesting happened, and then we covered 2 lightning round games. All of a sudden, I'm like, yep, these are great games. Okay. It was because those games happened and I didn't notice anything else. So now we'll go to the true lightning round. Ravens and Steelers played a game. I wasn't really that interested in it. Had some money on the Steelers. Also lost that bet. Lamar's out. A divisional weird game. I don't know.
Tyler Huntley also got hurt in this game, so Anthony Brown was playing. It was not fun to watch. And then Kenny Pickett got hurt as well. So Mitchell Trubisky came in. He did not kiss titties. Instead, he threw picks. So
tough.
Don't
another AFC North matchup here. Browns at Bengals.
Yep.
We knew how this one was going to go, folks. It was closer than I expected, but that's probably all the Bengals needed to win by was 13 points. I'm looking at the stats. Joe Burrow, 239 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Not that great. Jamar Chase, 119 yards, 1 touchdown. Pretty great. That's it. I didn't really see anything else here. Did you?
No, it's just there was a stat. Oh, hello.
Hey, what's up? Let's go Niners, baby.
There's a stat about how Joe Burrow has never beat the Browns since he's been in the league. So I thought it was super interesting that he finally did that.
He probably actually really wanted. I bet he knew that stat, and I bet he knew that he needed to do this. He did. So yeah.
Also, Deshaun Watson is missing his happy endings, and those are turning into bad endings on the football field.
He's having a massage himself.
He's playing very bad right now. So that's Unfortunate for him, fortunate for everybody else though.
So I think we're gonna go back to back to back three in division matchups that we predicted. Next one is Jets at Bills.
Mhm.
Pretty much the same way as the Browns Bengals. Um,
The Jets
Bills,
give
yeah,
Josh Allen fits.
they do, but he still had a good stat line here.
Yeah, but
Um,
it was more so running. I mean, through the air, the Jets were kind of shutting shit down.
that's
Uh,
true.
but when you do that, Josh Allen has the ability to just run all over your team, jump over your
Yeah,
team, through your
47
team.
yards, rushing touchdown, 10. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that's
and
one
the Jets
that
have no
happened.
offense to speak of.
Game was played. Bills are better.
Yeah.
Um, Eagles at Giants, the triple of the divisionals.
Oh my God.
Um, some teams are like, okay, we got this. Like, we're gonna reel it back. It seems like the Eagles did the opposite, particularly with Miles Sanders. Didn't really think that this game was worth watching because the Eagles were up 24-7 in the first half. So I turned it off and they got another 24 points to end with 48. Um, yeah, I don't know, man. Eagles look really good
Yeah, I mean, there's
against
not.
a Giants team who was formidable up until this point.
They were formidable until like 3 weeks ago, and then they turned back into the Giants that we thought they were going to be. Not.
26 points hurts, man. That's a lot of points to have to make up unless you're
Yeah,
Tom Brady.
yeah.
Sucks, Falcons fans.
There's nothing else to really say about the Eagles. I mean, they just do the same thing every week, and nobody can stop it. So
Yeah. Um, Another divisional that didn't go the way we thought. Jags at Titans. I thought this would be a lot closer. Jags pulled away with it. Trevor Lawrence has his guy, Doug Peterson. Titans didn't score in the second or third quarter here, pretty much first and fourth. Uh, Jags scored 26 points in the middle of the game. So very clearly, Jags all the way. Trevor Lawrence, close to 370 passing yards, 3 touchdowns, no picks.
yeah,
Jags all the way.
he's been playing his best football of his career these past couple of weeks. He's starting to really look like that guy that we thought he was going to be coming out of the draft. Thank God he doesn't have Urban Meyer holding it back anymore.
I am looking forward to seeing what the Jaguars become next season. I know that they're eyeing the playoffs potentially for this season. And hey, we'll see how these last couple weeks round out. Maybe they can win the AFC South. But
And what people are forgetting, they traded for Calvin Ridley at the trade deadline. They're going to get him next year.
the gambler, he and I
So
have a lot in
he's going to
common.
be big for their offense as well.
Um, this one was strange. Panthers Seahawks.
Yeah, I mean, everything involving the NFC South is strange this year. We don't
True
understand
that.
at all. Even right now, any team in that division can win that division, and none of them should be able to win that division.
Only 120 passing yards and still won the game from Sam Darnold. So,
I was like Sam Darnold to me.
um, yeah, NFC's a toss up or NFC South's a toss up.
Yeah,
Um, this one we knew was coming, and I'm glad that it happened because it was really good to see this team fucking lose. 49ers crushed the Buccaneers 35 to
Brock
7.
Purdy, baby.
40 Buccaneers scored once, were never in this game. Brock Purdy looks like the guy. Um, yeah, Christian McCaffrey had a day,
Yeah,
and Tom Brady lost. Rough.
yeah.
49ers look like the second strongest team in the NFC, in my opinion. We can
Yep.
get to that in the power rankings.
So,
Another game that happened. Oh,
also,
you go ahead.
yeah, Debo got hurt in this game as
He
well.
did.
He's gonna. I think he's only be out for like 3 weeks
Prayers
though.
up, Debo. Hope you get better because you're on my fantasy team.
It
Need
wasn't
you.
as bad as they thought it was gonna be. That's the only thing about the Niners is that they sometimes just can't stay healthy. So
Yep.
that's gonna be their thing.
They are pretty injury prone.
Yep.
We'll see how it happens. Dolphins at Chargers. Chargers pulled it out. Justin Herbert, not a social media quarterback, according to Emmanuel Acho after that game. You have anything to say about this?
Justin Herbert played actually like he's not a social media quarterback. He played very, very, very well. He was
Yep,
really good in this game.
he did.
And on the contrast, Tua was very, very, very not good in this game.
Which was weird. I didn't really know how to handle it.
I mean, I don't wanna jump on it too early, but I've been saying the reason why I don't have the Dolphins as high as some other people is that Their team is very, very talented. I just think they go as Tua can carry them, and I still don't exactly believe in Tua yet. And he's starting to show me why I don't believe in him. Don't want to go too far in on him, but the past couple of weeks have not been great.
Yeah. All right, moving on to our final game of the week. Last night for us, Patriots at the Cardinals. Kyler goes out, gets hurt, seemingly just non-contact injury on the turf.
That terrible Cardinals field. The
Yeah,
Cardinals field is terrible, and the Super Bowl is going to be played on that field. Fix the field before the Super Bowl is played on that field,
I
please.
thought the Cardinals field was grass.
It is grass, but it's bad grass. They
Okay,
need to maintain it well.
gotcha. Because I know they wheel it out and they sun it and they wheel it back in. All I know, um, Colt McCoy is trying his best, but Mac Jones is really pissed at his offensive coordinator right now.
That's legend Colt McCoy.
Mac Jones hates Matt Patricia more than
As he should.
anyone of like Lions fans, Patriots fans alike. Mac Jones was just pissed, and they still won. So
Well, Matt Patricia is a defensive coordinator. You should not be calling offensive plays. That's just how
he's
it is.
their offensive coordinator now, right? Is that correct?
But he's been a
Yeah.
defensive coordinator his entire career. So I don't know what's going on.
All that aside, Patriots are still now 7-6. Um,
Boring as hell, though.
yeah. So that was our week in football, guys. If you couldn't tell, we had a little bit of a busy week. I personally didn't have time to watch all the games, but I got snippets of everything. And especially when Red Zone's on, I'm watching that. But a lot of these games were really fucking boring. So they only showed a couple, and that's what I saw. Um, moving on now, and I'm going to pull up my resources here because we're moving into my favorite segment of the show. This is when we cover Brian's big ballers. Rounding out the top 32 teams in the NFL, according to Brian. Number
Let's get
32.
the moment you've all been waiting for, the greatest power rankings to ever exist. We're going to start out with number 32 because that's how power rankings work. Tier 32 through 23. This is the pit of stinky. Number 32 is obviously the Texans. They're probably not going to move from this spot for a minute. Don't got to talk about them. Number 31 is actually the Chicago Bears. They haven't looked very good the past couple weeks. Justin Fields is the only thing that's good for that team. They're not good. Number 30, I'm sorry, Jackson. The Saints, they moved down a spot even though they're on bye. I apologize.
I'm wrong.
But they didn't lose.
I'm offended you have them below the Broncos, but we can talk about that later.
I'll get there. Number 29 is the Colts. I believe they're also on bye. I think they moved down. These teams are only moving down. There's a couple teams that moved up a little bit. Number 28.
You moved us down one, actually.
I did.
Anyway, 28.
Number 28 is actually the Denver Broncos. Now,
why did they move up?
They moved.
Oh, they almost beat the Chiefs, so he's got to move them up.
They moved up because Russell Wilson actually did something good for once.
Don't we have a better record than the Broncos?
Their most points of the entire year in 28 points. So I just moved up a little bit.
What is this tier titled again, by the way?
Pit of Stinky. Number 27 is a team who's moved up from the 31 spot. Los Angeles Rams. They got Baker Mayfield. They might actually do something now. Number 26, the team who's moved down is the Atlanta Falcons. Don't really care about the Falcons, so they're there.
Hey, time out. I need to show you something.
Go ahead.
So I built this spreadsheet so that when I fill in the 3-letter abbreviation of the team, so we could say like, I don't know, it'll automatically fill in the team name, the conference, and the division for me.
That's so nerdy.
So instead of having to type out all of this stuff, I just type in one thing. And then we go to the calculations. It tabs up this and this. Anyway, continue. I just wanted to show you what I built.
Very nerdy, but very great.
So 26 Falcons. I'm insulted you have them above the a lot of these teams, but they also had a bye. So
I just don't know how to feel about them. They're just stinky.
Falcons were 25 last week, so they moved down.
Oh, they did. Okay, yeah, whatever.
Yo, okay. This is already fucked. This is already fucked.
Why? The Saints are ass.
Where are the Raiders, dude? They lost.
They shouldn't be this far down.
Dude, Raiders were, as of last week, or maybe it was 2 weeks ago. I think it was 2 weeks ago. They were 26th
They just beat,
after Thanksgiving.
they just beat the Seahawks. They're in every game with every team they play. I don't think they're as bad as people think.
Okay.
I
So you
think
have 25.
I think I've said that for the entire year though. Number 25, Pittsburgh Steelers. They're just kind of there. Don't really care about them.
Yeah.
But 24 is the team who's moved up because they're actually. I think they've won three straight. This team. I don't believe in them, but they've won 3 straight, so they got to move up. Number 24 is the Carolina Panthers.
Okay.
And then number 23, rounding out the pit of Stinky, is a team who's about to get very stinky because their starting quarterback is going to be out for the rest of the year, possibly the start of next year as well. Arizona Cardinals. They do still have Texas legend Colt McCoy. Next tier, teams 22 to 17. Now this is a tier called playoff hopefuls. Teams that aren't out of it yet, but teams that most likely probably won't get there. If they do, it'll be like a 7 seed. That's going to start out with number 22, the Cleveland Browns. Probably not going to get there, but they're not out yet. But these teams at the end are very close to being out. Number 21, another team is close to being out. Las Vegas Raiders. Again, I believe in them more than other people do, just because they have a lot of talent in that team, but they're very close to being out. Number 20 is a team who's fallen. They're falling down. I don't remember I had them last week, but they're falling down. They have no offense to speak of. New York Jets at number 20. Followed by the other team that resides in New York, even though they don't actually reside in New York, the New York Giants at 19.
I thought the Jets were the one in Jersey.
They're both in Jersey.
Oh, yeah. The only team that's actually from New York is the Buffalo Bills. All right.
Because the Jets and Giants play in the same stadium.
Yeah, fucking MetLife, man.
Where was I? Number 18. 18 is where I'm at. This team is the definition of playoff hopeful. They got to run the table. They got to have some teams lose. Otherwise, they're out. Number 18 is the Green Bay Packers. They're right on the edge.
They have a bye this week? I think they did.
They did, yes. But they had a lot of lose that they needed to lose. So
yeah. There were a lot of teams on bye this week.
Yeah, there's a lot of teams on bye this week, but that's the last bye weeks of the year. So
yeah.
Number 17. Rounding out this year of playoff hopefuls was a team who was in the playoff talks for the past couple months, but they've started to fall off. The Seattle Seahawks. And then we get on to the next tier. These are the teams that actually matter. So we're not going to speed run as much, but this tier is teams 16 through 10. This is what I like to call the interesting playoff teams. Playoff teams in quotes, because not all these teams are playoff teams. Obviously, only 14 teams make the playoffs. But that will start with number 16. Interesting playoff team, great defense, an offense that is very hit or miss. The Washington Commanders actually fighting in the NFC East division. Good for them.
Also had a bye this week.
Yes, they did. Yeah, they did. And then they play the Giants again next week. After they played them, they're going to play the Giants before their bye and after the bye. So very interesting on that. Number 15 is a team who is always just surrounded around the playoffs, even though they're trash. I think they're just boring as hell. Number 15 is the New England Patriots. Bill Belichick, as long as he's there, they're going to be in the mix for the playoffs. It's just how it is. Number 14 is a team that has a player that Bill Belichick is very familiar with. But this team is falling because their offense is shit. Number 14 is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. What?
All right, continue.
Also, they're just there because they're at the top of the division. As much as you don't like it, they're going to win that division. They're just going to.
Dude, that division is fucking coin toss right now. There's one win
The
between.
Bucs are gonna win that
There's
division.
2 wins
All the other
between the
teams have
same.
been our ass.
Fourth and first have 2 wins apart.
The Bucs are winning that division. I don't care. They just are.
All right, 13.
Number 13, another team kind of like the Bucs, and they're in a terrible division, but they're gonna win that division. Maybe one of these other teams is actually climbing on them. Number 13 is the Tennessee Titans. Number 12 is a team who is free falling. Their quarterback is also hurt. So I don't know what to think about them, but they're always hurt. Number 12 is Baltimore Ravens. I'm sorry. Should be higher, but you're just always hurt. Now, rounding out this tier with number 11 and 10 is where it's going to get a little spicy. That's how I like it. The top 11, where we get spicy. Number 11 is a team who is in one of these terrible divisions, but they've been real hot lately. Real hot lately. And that is the Jacksonville Jaguars at number 11. Speaking of hot, we have another hot team at number 10. A team who's going to get possibly the top 5 pick, but it's not from their team. Number 10 is a team who's rising up. It is the Detroit Lions, baby, in the top 10. We love the Lions. I love the Lions. I remember back in the days where I was putting them at like number 29. Welcome to the top 10 Lions. Now, next tier. Teams 9 through 7. Just 3 teams kind of in this spot where I don't know where to put them. So I just labeled them as Super Bowl hopefuls. Teams that could possibly still win a Super Bowl if like everything goes right, but they need a lot to go right. And that starts out with number 9, a team who some people in this household have said is the best team in the league. Not me. Number 9 is the Minnesota Vikings. They're starting to lose that shine they had at the start of the year. But if Kirk Cousins goes super crazy, maybe they could do something. Who knows? Number 8, kind of in that same Minnesota Vikings boat. The quarterback takes them where they need to go, but that quarterback's not looking too good right now. Number 8 is the Miami Dolphins. And then rounding out this tier is the definition of this tier, in my opinion. They're always the if everything goes right team, but nothing ever goes right for this team because they are the Los Angeles Chargers. And then we got 6 through 1. 6 through 1 are this cluster of the Super Bowl contending teams, in my opinion. I would say 5 through 2 are interchangeable. 6 and 1 are kind of like they should be there. Number 6 is the Dallas Cowboys. They should be at number 6. I don't think they belong with the top 5 teams, but they're still in that Super Bowl contending tier just because their team is insane.
Yeah.
Number 5, again, 5 through 2 is interchangeable. So wherever you want to put these guys, put them. Number 5 is actually going to be the Kansas City Chiefs. Might come at a surprise to some people.
What?
But I did drop them to 5.
Bro, I got to text Connor after this.
Now, I don't know where I had them in like a couple weeks ago. Power rankings, they might have been 3 or 2. But they've dropped. They hadn't been the Chiefs of old the past couple of weeks. And just quite frankly, the 4 teams ahead of them have just played better than them lately. So I can't be biased. I have to keep my integrity of having the best power rankings in the world. So Chiefs at 5. Number 4 is a team who's beat the Chiefs. Hence, honestly, the only reason they're ahead of the Chiefs is they're not playing exactly great, but they beat the Chiefs head to head. Number 4 is the Buffalo Bills. Number 3 is a team who's played pretty well with a 3rd string quarterback. They're led by that incredible defense and Mr. Irrelevant turned relevant. Number 3 is the San Francisco 49ers.
Your top 2 or number 2 is interesting to me.
Number 2 is interesting because they are the Cincinnati
They are.
Bengals. They moved up. The Bengals
they moved up.
Really good. I don't know where I had them at the previous power rankings.
Prior to so and last week we didn't write anything down because that was a fun week. 2 weeks ago, the Bengals were number 6.
And where were the Chiefs?
2 weeks ago, the Chiefs were 2.
Damn. Okay.
At the beginning of November, when I started writing these down, Bengals were 7, Chiefs were 2. Second week in November, Bengals were 7, Chiefs were 2. you basically keep doing the same shit. You shuffle everyone else. You had Jamal Williams in his own tier that week. And then I don't know. This one's interesting.
Yes, Eagles are number 1. By the way, I didn't say that.
Yeah,
but Who's our number?
We didn't really talk about it. That was implied. There has really not been a week that the Eagles have been number one for a while here. So that was predictable. Eagles look really good. Okay. There's like a couple spots on here that I want to fight you about, and I'll take like 2 minutes to do it.
Okay.
Bro, fucking you had in let's see. Um okay, so in on November 15th, you had the Raiders at number 31. And let me see this. So since that day when you had the Raiders,
I'm scared.
they actually I see what you I don't know. Because they had 2 wins, 2 losses. So I would say they stay the same at 31.
They're better than the Bears. They're better than the Saints. They're better than the Colts. They're better than the Broncos. They just are.
You know, it's funny you say they're better than the Colts because the Colts beat them head to head.
Yeah, that's true. But like,
And they barely beat the
transitive,
Broncos in
the transitive
overtime.
property doesn't exist in football. I'm
It
sorry.
doesn't. This is head to head though. So there's no transition, which Brian doesn't support, by the way.
Yeah, I don't support transitive property.
There's Connor when I need him. Okay. Also, week 14 is the most popular bye week, or week 9. So week 9 has 6 teams in it that have a bye week. Week 14 also has 6. So the 2 most dull Sundays of the year happen on week 9 and week 14. There are no more bye weeks after this.
Crazy.
So the next couple of weeks, we're going to have a lot more to talk about.
Yes, sir.
My biggest issue with the power rankings, I think, this week is that you have the Jaguars 2 spots above the Titans, though the Titans have a much better record in the division and they're leading
Not
right
a
now.
much better record. They're actually they're gaining on the Titans.
How much is a much better record?
The Titans are like 7-6, aren't they?
And the Jaguars are what?
I think they have 5 or 6 wins. Might be 6. 5 wins. They're 5-8.
So you're saying that a 2-game difference isn't that much.
But they beat them head to head too.
So what's going on in the NFC South? Because there's a 2-game difference between the Saints and the Buccaneers, Brian. What's going on here?
That's different. The teams
Something doesn't add up. The math, Brian.
Stop caring about the NFC South. It's never going to be there.
You can't make me. All right.
Show me the numbers.
Okay.
I want to see my
So let's see. We're gonna do this. We need to do this. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to sum up your division ranks as I do. So we'll kind of see where things rank.
Yes, sir.
And then we're going to talk about it.
Yes, sir.
So, all right. Well, you want to see him?
Show it.
Cool.
Give it to me.
So, NFC East still at the top. Pretty sure this is as close as it has been, though. I haven't actually tracked it, but we can look back on past recordings and see.
Oh, man.
So, AFC North and AFC West, you have tied.
It's moving up.
NFC North. If you're in the South, your division sucks. But your division does not suck as much as mine does, because mine is the only division with an average rank of 23.5 on the power rankings. That is average. And the only reason this is even remotely high is because of this fucking team at 14. Otherwise, if we look 30, Um, 30, 26, 24. So
Oof.
one that interests me is that the AFC East is creeping up on the NFC East because in my mind, and I think the reason why is because I would put the when the Giants and the Eagles and the Cowboys were all good and like really good, and when the Giants were really good, this felt like it was in the like average was like 9, but
Mhm.
now the Bills are looking better again. The Patriots are improving, and the Dolphins. So yeah, what I like to bring up though is AFC West is right in the middle of the pack, man. Like
Yeah,
your
it's
division,
like
not that hard.
tied for third now.
Yeah, tied for third. So,
So
and
Raiders
the
looking
AFC is a
better
harder conference than the NFC. So,
as always.
yeah. So that rounds up our power rankings for the week, guys. There's some bullshit in there, but for the most part, they're pretty solid in my opinion. I will say, my favorite tier this week. What did you call the 6 through 1 is Super Bowl contenders? That was
Yeah.
your tier. Okay, mine favorite was 10 and 11, where we get spicy. Uh, that was my favorite tier, which maybe wasn't an official tier, but
No,
all right.
we're going with it. I love it.
We're gonna move into the last portion of our show here today, guys. By the way, this might be our fastest episode to date, so props to us. We can fit it all into one episode.
I might not have to edit.
He might not. There's like a timeout that I took, but for the most part, no. I don't know. Having two fewer people just makes things go faster. All right. So we're looking at week 15. A recap. How'd you do in week 14?
Um, I did better than I thought I was gonna do. I picked incorrectly on the Raiders game. I thought they were gonna pull that one out. But I got the Bills right, got the Cowboys right, got the Lions right, I got the Eagles right. I actually got the Bengals and the Chiefs and the Giants. I actually picked the Panthers to win, so I got that one. And then I got the Chargers.
I went 8-5. So
Let me count. I got four wrong. So what is that?
9-4.
Yeah.
So all right. Well, you got me. Um,
Still at the top of the Sack Garglers league, number one.
yeah. Well, the other two players aren't playing, and I've forgotten a couple weeks, so
I'm number one. Still number one.
not for long. Because what you're
122
122 and 84, and I'm 112 and 70, so I've lost, but I'm not that far behind you. Um, there's an extra person at the bottom of our league, and I don't know who that is.
But he's doing bad. So
ESPN 752. Who is that? Do you know who that is?
no, it's probably some random person who happened to get.
How did they get in our league? The poacher. All right. Well,
We miss you, Connor.
yeah, we do. Dude can't even check his phone. There's no way he's gonna actually
I mean, checking his phone is going to mess with his concussion symptoms, so we can't afford that, you know.
Nah. All right. So we're gonna
Anyways,
move on to the picks.
Niners,
First matchup.
Seahawks.
Yeah, this is actually a good Thursday night matchup, I think. We'll see. Good Thursday night matchup. Probably an oxymoron. But Seattle's Amazon has got to be stoked about hosting like their, home team on Thursday night football,
Mm-hmm.
So it's by Amazon, which I think Amazon is headquartered in Seattle, if I'm correct. And Seattle Seahawks. And because of that, I'm picking the 49ers.
Yeah, I got the Niners as well.
All right. Next one,
Colts.
12 o'clock, not prime time. Kirk Cousins is going to be bouncing back. I got Vikings. Can't beat the Colts. Jeff Saturday, get out of here. Colts are 4-8-1.
Disgusting.
Trash. All right. Next one. This could be a toss-up, actually.
This is interesting. If Lamar does not play, I'm going to go Browns. But if he does play, I'll go Ravens. As of right now, I'm going to go Browns because I don't know his status. Again, we record this on Tuesday, so we don't know what's going to be official yet. So right now, I'm going to go Browns just because if Lamar doesn't play, I think the Browns will win.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going Ravens though because I'm going to think Lamar does play. I think because Ravens are still well in contention for the title, for the division title anyway. So
they're leading their division right now. Still.
Yeah, so they could make it, and then he could chill for, I don't know. They probably can't lock it up though, but they might get a wild card spot. Okay. This will be a fun one. Um,
Those
oh, that okay. I was looking at the times on this. The reason it's messed up because I was like, wait,
Oh yeah,
Sunday
Saturday.
night, Saturday night. Oh, there's a Saturday. These are
Yeah,
Saturday games,
there's 3 Saturday games. Yep, I forgot about that.
bro. Yeah, dude.
I totally forgot about that, but it's gonna be hype.
No, I'm at my grandma's birthday dinner during this last one.
Oh no,
That's all right. Okay.
sorry.
Dolphins and Bills. Those
This is-
Dolphins are not ready to play in Buffalo in late
Yeah,
December.
yeah.
Sorry. This is Josh Allen's like peak season. Tua can't do it. He's been in Alabama. He's been in Hawaii. Is he from Hawaii? Is that where he's from?
But 90% are actually picking the Bills in this game. A lot more than I thought it was going to be.
He is
I
from
will
Hawaii.
100% though. Yes, from Hawaii. That's what I
So
thought.
this dude has never played in a cold place for more than a game. And I just don't think his hands are going to stand up to it. Sorry, Tua. You're a warm weather guy. So I got Bills. I got Bills all the way, especially when you consider Bills secondary versus a frigid Tyreek Hill. Although Tyreek played in KC. So, all right. Here is one that never, you can pick this one 1,000 times and it never makes sense. A tale as old as time. Falcons at Saints. They usually win at each other's places. Um, can't remember how the first matchup went, if they've even played this season yet.
Like,
Have they played this season?
I don't remember.
I got
Probably.
Saints here. We deserve this. We need this. We're not out of it. We're not getting dead fucking last in the division. Saints are going to wrap this up.
I'm going to go Falcons just
I hate you.
because they're starting Desmond Ritter. So you never know. Maybe he lights it up. I'm going to go
First
Falcons.
NFL start, and Cam Jordan's on the other side after getting a massive fine for a fake injury,
Maybe,
which we didn't talk about, by the way. We
maybe
didn't
Desmond
cover that.
Ritter is the greatest of all time.
Okay, so this is our second game against the Falcons, and we won the first one away. So we could beat them again, though.
The Falcons
Okay.
are making wins. I'm going Falcons.
Okay. Next one, easy peasy lemon squeezy. Eagles away. Does not matter.
Yeah.
Even if it's close, they'll find a way. They're not losing to the fucking Bears.
Yeah.
All right. Lions.
Lions Jets will be interesting just based on the fact the Lions have a really good offense, but the Jets have a very good defense. So this will be interesting. I'm going to go Lions, but this is going to be very interesting.
Yep.
Steelers Panthers. I really don't give a fuck who wins this game, but I'm going to go Panthers, I guess.
Me too. Makes the NFC South look less shitty.
Cowboys Jags. Now this is going to be an unpopular opinion. I had this team very high. I'm going to go Jags.
Cowboys, they're bouncing back. That game was too close. They want to beat these guys.
Kansas City Chiefs, Houston Texans. 99% are picking the Chiefs in this game, and of course, I will join that 99%.
I think I'm going to go back actually and ride the Jags with you.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Cardinals Broncos. I got Broncos here actually for the first time.
I do as well.
I don't usually pick them, but 3-10.
They look pretty good against the Chiefs, and the Cardinals are missing Kyler. So
I would like to point out the Saints are 4-9, have a better record than the Broncos, and the Broncos are still ranked higher. So fuck you, Brian.
well, after this next week, they're gonna have the same record. So
all right, Pats
Patriots.
Raiders, 49%, 51%. Nobody knows who's going to win this one. I do. It's the Patriots because their coach is better. Hey, and this is Josh McDaniels, right?
Yes, his return against the Patriots.
Yeah, Bill Belichick's not losing. It's like fucking Nick Saban beating his former coaches. It's not going to happen. So,
but Kirby Smart has got Nick Saban the past couple times, so I think Josh McDaniels is going to do this against Bill Belichick. I'm going to go Raiders.
All right, I got Pats. Damn, there are a lot of games to pick this week, bro. There are so many games.
Nobody has buys. That's why.
2 305 games, 2 325 games.
That's why they put a couple on Saturday.
That's true. I love it.
But
Okay.
Titans Chargers, I'm gonna go
Oh, it's a
Chargers.
yeah.
The Titans are frauds.
Uh, I don't know, man. Chargers. Oh, okay. This is an interesting one.
Bengals Bucks. This is interesting. The first time Joe Burrow's going to play Tom Brady in his career. Fun fact.
He's got to be. He had to have this one circled on his calendar.
I want to pick the Bucks. I'm not going to. I'm
No,
not.
I'm picking the Bengals. I need the Bengals to win. I
I'm gonna
cannot
pick
have the
the
Bucks win
Bengals.
the fucking division again. No.
Yeah.
Saints are going to get into the playoffs by a pubic hair, dude. We're going to squeak in. Still in.
Sunday night football. New York Giants, Washington Commanders. Last time
Garbage.
they tied, and I want them to tie again.
Commanders. Taylor Heineke.
Monday night,
can they flex the Bengals Buccaneers to the night?
I don't want to watch Tom
Let's see if there's an NBC. Okay. The NBC games that they could flex are not an option. So
Monday Night Football, Los Angeles Rams versus the Green Bay Packers. This is going to be more interesting than I thought it was going to. Now that the Rams have Baker Mayfield,
I got Rams. Oh, ooh, wait, it's at Lambeau in the winter.
I was thinking about the Rams too. Actually, I'm going to go Packers just because they need to run the table to have a chance to make the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers on prime time is normally pretty good. I'm going to go Packers.
Okay. I also went Packers. So
16 games this week. Insane.
Gonna be a lot of football to talk about.
Yes, sir. But that is going to wrap it up for this episode of the Fifth Down Podcast. It's good to be back. We're actually going to have an episode out this week.
We will. Sorry,
Jackson,
guys.
thank you for joining me.
We'll have more episodes next season. So
we will. Next season, we're going to be a different animal.
You have we're tanking for better draft picks this season.
Yeah, we're coming for most improved player next year.
We'll probably have a new person on the podcast who's really good, or because one of us is probably getting traded. So not us, but he's not here. So you heard it here first, Kyle. Get fucking traded, asshole.
Yeah, that's gonna do it. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Hopefully, after a really good week of football. I think it's gonna be good week of football. Yeah, thanks for tuning in. See you next time.
Let's ride.